player prop can look perfect at breakfast and be a completely different bet by tip-off. The number on the screen may still say 24.5, the recent game log may still look beautiful, and the matchup may still appear favorable. Then one lineup update lands, a rotation changes, and the opportunity you were betting on quietly disappears. That is why lineup news kills player props. It does not always move the line immediately. Sometimes it changes the player before it changes the number. The mistake is treating lineup information like a final detail. For player props, it is part of the projection itself. Start with the most obvious example, minutes. A starter being listed does not guarantee a normal workload. A player can start and still be on a restriction, split the rotation with a backup, or lose closing minutes if the coach is managing a matchup. The opposite can happen too. A player who normally gets 28 minutes can suddenly project for 35 because someone ahead of him is inactive. If your projection was built on minutes that are no longer realistic, the over or under is being judged against the wrong player profile. This is why I do not just ask whether a player is starting. I ask how many minutes the starting lineup makes plausible, what the rotation looked like the last time this combination played, and whether the coach has already shown a different pattern in similar situations. The second issue is role. A lineup change can move a player from primary creator to spacer, from rebounder to transition runner, or from the first option to the third option. The name on the prop stays the same, but the possessions do not. Think about an assist prop. If another ball handler returns, the player you liked may still be on the floor, but he may initiate fewer actions. For points, the same news can work in the other direction if a high-usage teammate sits. For rebounds, a bigger frontcourt combination can take away the exact chances that made the over attractive. The box score trend you researched was not wrong. It was describing a role that may no longer exist tonight. In baseball, the same principle shows up through lineup position and surrounding hitters. A player moved from second to sixth is not just in a different spot on the graphic. He may receive fewer plate appearances, see different pitches with runners on base, and have a different path to total bases, hits, or runs. A late scratch can also change whether the opposing pitcher attacks him carefully or works around him. The third issue is what the lineup does to the matchup. A missing starter can change who defends the other team's best scorer. A backup can create a mismatch that changes where the offense attacks. In football, one offensive line change can affect pass attempts pressure and the time available for a quarterback to reach a passing prop. In basketball, a small ball lineup can change rebound chances and pace at the same time. This is the part that makes lineup news dangerous. The update is not one variable. It can change minutes, role, matchup, and game script together. Then there is the timing problem. The market is constantly reacting, but it does not react to every piece of information at the same speed. A major scratch may move a line quickly. A subtle rotation change may not. That creates the temptation to grab the prop before everyone else notices, but speed alone is not an edge. You still have to know whether the news improves the player's opportunity or only makes the story sound exciting. This is where I use Parlay before I add a player prop to the card. Parlay is built to pull live sports context into the analysis, including current injuries, lineup information, matchup data, role changes, and recent statistical signals. You can use one AI model for a focused read or compare multiple models when the situation is more complicated. What makes it useful for this kind of bet is that it can reflect on previous losses and compare the current decision with the process that produced earlier picks, instead of treating every lineup update like an isolated headline. The point is not to let an AI model replace judgment. The point is to make sure the judgment is based on the version of the player who is actually expected to take the field or court. You can check it out at Parlay CC. The link is on screen. Before placing a player prop after lineup news, run a quick 4-part check. First, confirm the player's expected minutes or opportunities. Do not use last week's workload if tonight's rotation is different. Second, confirm the role. Who is handling the ball, taking the shots, running the routes, or hitting around him now? Third, confirm the matchup created by the new lineup. The opponent may defend the player differently, and the pace or game script may change with it. Fourth, check whether the line has already adjusted. If the number moved, your original edge may be gone. If it did not move, that is not proof the market missed something. It is simply a reason to investigate the news more carefully. One more distinction matters. Lineup news can create a better opportunity without creating a better price. A player may be projected for more minutes, but if the market raises the prop enough, the value can disappear. The question is never just whether the player should perform better. The question is whether the current number still compensates you for the risk. And if the news is unclear, passing is a real decision. Waiting for confirmed information may mean missing the best number, but betting a projection you cannot explain is not automatically smarter because it was placed earlier. The player prop is not a frozen statistic. It is a bet on a role, a workload, and a game environment. Lineup news can change all three before the app makes the change obvious. So before you lock in the over or under, do not just read the player name and the recent game log. Rebuild the opportunity. Check the minutes, role, matchup, and price as they exist right now. Because the lineup update that quietly kills a player prop is usually not dramatic. It is one small piece of news that changes what the player is actually being asked to do. And if the job changed, the bet changed with it.